Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. And today I bring you the making of the ATCs that I created for our swap that finalized the hashtag ATCs in August 2025. Let's go ahead and jump on into my process. Alrighty, so I started out with several different gel plate prints. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use, which vibe I was going to go with. Ultimately, remember that the background is the background is the background, right? So you can choose something that maybe has a color or a texture or a vibe or whatever that you're interested in, but ultimately it's going to be the background. So don't allow that to trip you up. So these are the three that I settled on, and I'm using my die as a viewfinder because when you're looking at the overall print or pattern paper or whatever it is you're using, that can be overwhelming. But if you use something as a viewfinder so you can kind of narrow down your vision, kind of focus that in, then you can see what you're actually going to get. And so I've just shown a little bit of this part of my process just so you can see how different each individual ATC is once it's cut out of that particular die print. It no longer is a part of that overall picture, and it's completely different. So I did that for, I think I did 12 of these. I'm not sure how many, to be honest. I guess I did 4 out of each print, and then I went back with several different background stamps, and I just added some texture and some interest to the backs. And mostly I used a script stamp from Unity Stamps, but you can use whatever you want, or you can pass up or omit that step altogether. And now here you can see this is where things got messy. I had stamped and colored all of my different images, and I did a bunch just so I would have many to choose from. And I chose different stamp sets, different vibes, different companies, the whole nine. And then you can see that I have a variety of different bits and pieces. I have spider webs and fences and ribbons and moss, and I am just creating. Each one is very, very similar, but also each one is a one-off individual, kind of a work of art. So I love all these different images. I'm having a good time. I'm trying not to overthink any of it. I think when they come to life for me is when I started adding the moss. Now this is just regular old Spanish moss. I'm using my hot glue gun. Now that is an exceptionally hot glue gun. I don't necessarily recommend it because it is a burn risk for sure. But on top of the, or in addition to, I guess maybe, the moss, I also have a jar of Excelsior there, or sisal. And so I'm adding each one of these little panels to another base that has the flat edges, and I come back and I do some ink blending on that so it's not stark white. But you can see all the different accessories that I have stamped and colored and fussy cut out. And I'm using all my different options just to finalize and individualize and customize each one of these. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit more. We'll set it to music and I'll be back in just a bit. So that was hours and hours worth of creativity sped up and cut down for you. And you got to see just about every single one of them put together, even if it was at hyperspeed. But here they are. I think they're adorable. I went back in and I added a few more details and I added sentiments to them. And I just think they turned out super cute. I was able to get them in the mail to my teamies and I received a bunch in return, and it's amazing. And that's just some of the different mosses that I have hanging around here in my craft room. I do store them in jars because I think it's unique, it's interesting, it's a lot of fun, and it adds the detail and the interest that at least I'm looking for. This is what's left over of those plates, or those gel plate prints rather, and you can see kind of how each one turned out. Right, so I'm about to show you these were from different backgrounds, but they have such a similar vibe. So this particular one came from that gel plate print. And then those two came from the same print, even though they look completely different when you look at those backgrounds. Now the first and the third look a little more similar because they have similar color tone, whereas the middle one had more teals going on. But those were all cut out of this same gel plate print. And again, using that viewfinder helps you to see exactly what you're going to get. Like I said, each one is a one-off. Each one is unique. It's a work of art. And I really do think of them like that. And that's not to kind of elevate myself in any way, but I think it is recognizing that what we do is art. And it takes skill and it takes talent and it takes time. And we learn and we grow and we hone all of that over the years. And for me, on this day, this is a result of where I'm at in my process. And I think they're super cute and super happy. And I was happy to send these out. I was proud of them. And I would have been happy to receive them as well. Now, the ones that have the gilding in the background, I actually did that gilding on the gel plate print or on the gel plate. So it was part of the printing process. And they turned out so good. I love them. It's a messy process. I won't even try to lie. But here I'm just further showing what they look like and the gel plate prints that they came from, but how individual and unique each one is. And then this is just kind of a focused view on the gel plate print with all of the gilding on it, as well as the individual cards that were taken from this background panel. And I just think that shows the uniqueness and the individuality that you can give to each one of your cards. So they are a variation on a theme, and they are all very similar, but they're all very different. And now these are some of the stamp sets that I used. Some of my faves from my stash, just cute, cute images. That's that background stamp I was talking about in the very beginning. I use this one as well. And that die. That tree you see is probably on everything. And there we go, just a quick little recap of the products that I used. And oh, this one has become a favorite for sure. And with that, my friends, I will leave you with my ATCs and I wish you a happy Halloween. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to my ATC swap teamies. And until next time, y'all, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. And I'm out.